In this video, I'm going to show you how to construct the centroid of a triangle. Now, a centroid is the point of concurrency or point of intersection of the medians of a triangle. Now, a median is drawn from the midpoint of a side of a triangle to the opposite vertex. So let's start with segment AC, and we're going to have to find the midpoint of that segment, and the way we do that is by drawing the bisector. Okay, so there's the midpoint of segment AC. Now the median is drawn from that point to the vertex that's opposite. So in this case, all the way over to vertex B. Okay, that's our first median. Next, we'll look at segment BC. Okay, so there's the bisector and our midpoint right there. So now I'm going to draw from vertex A over to that midpoint to draw another median. Okay, so there's that one. Now this intersection defines where the centroid is. But I like to draw all three of the medians just to make sure I didn't make a mistake. So now we're going to bisect segment AB. I need to extend that one a little further. Okay. So there's our midpoint. And I'm going to draw from vertex C to that midpoint. Okay, now this point P here, that's called the centroid. Now the centroid of a triangle divides the medians a special way. It divides them in thirds. So let's label this point D. The distance from C to P is 2/3 of the median, and from P to D is 1/3. And let me show you what that looks like. I'll just measure the distance from C to P here. And that looks like 4.2 centimeters. And then the distance from P to D, that looks like 2.1 centimeters. Okay, so this is 2/3 to 1/3. Another way to look at that is I can split this segment CP in half, and each third is 2.1 centimeters. So I have 2.1 centimeters, 2.1 centimeters, 2.1 centimeters. Okay, so that's what's special about a centroid. It divides a median into thirds, and it's 2/3 to 1/3. Another special property of a centroid, and notice I used cardstock for this construction, and the reason why is I'm going to cut out this triangle. Now if you carefully draw the triangle, carefully cut out the triangle, and carefully found the centroid, see here, the centroid is also the center of mass of the triangle. So what that means is it's kind of like the balancing point on the triangle. Okay, so I cut out my triangle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pencil and poke it right through point P, and then balance on the pencil like that. Okay, now see how easily that spins? But let me show you what happens if you pick a point that's not... Okay, see, it won't even balance. Okay, but at the centroid, that's the center of mass of the triangle, and it does want to balance there. And one more time, the centroid divides the medians of the triangle into thirds. Then you have 2/3 for the longer part of the median and 1/3 for the shorter part.